Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Enemy Freak, and welcome to a game called Trick or Treat. Or, which is it? Can you make up your mind? Huh? Oh, it's Trick and Treat. Ha 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 ha. I fucked up the title card. Ha 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 ha. Roll with it. Clown school is the word, but the ocean. The precise. Precise. It was very precise about it. That's the word I need to use. This is a game. It is called Trick and Treat. Not or. Not or. Not or. And. Not an or and or. Either is acceptable. And both kind of mean the same thing, but not really. I'm totally making that up off the top of my head. How are you, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. It is October 31st right now. It just turned over. Ah! It's Halloween 2018! Halloween 2018! Halloween 2018! I'm breaking the ambiance here. Oh, yes! Hello, everyone! How are you out there? How is the witching hour right now? Midnight to 1 a.m. Somewhere out there, a fog cloud is getting really uppity. Making all kinds of references that none of you at all are getting. At all. Just, anyway, what do I know about this game? I know that it is called Trick and Treat, not or. And it is a visual novel. Fucking duh, they read that in the title card. Bye. How are you? You're gonna have a wonderful Halloween. I got pumpkins sitting over there. They smell to high heaven because I carved them too damn soon. And I got pumpkin seeds at the wazoo. The cats are happy. The cats are eating the pumpkin seeds. You're gonna grow a pumpkin in your stomach, Jim. You're gonna grow a pumpkin in your stomach, and you're even fatter than you are now. Cat's gonna explode like a little jack-o'-lantern. Anyway. This is fucking creepy. The music is creepy. It's creeping me out. It's like The Haunting, except scarier. Okay, let's just start. Let's just start a new game. Let's just start a new game, okay? Okay? There we go. Start a new game. Yeah, we got all kinds of sound effects going on. Oh, yeah. Oh, same image. I can't see everything on the screen. Hang on. Hang on. Down. I can't see the save load thing. Okay, I can't see the save load thing. I can't see the save load thing. Oh, you're not supposed to see. I'm just fucking it up for all of you, aren't I? No, I'm not. Oh, well, there. Now I have a place to put my mouse. There we go. No! Damn it! Stop it! Don't you start skipping. Don't you start doing it. It's terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. You have to somehow light. Fluorescent mushrooms. I'm going to call it right now. Our flashlights are the only thing that light up our way. Our Max K7 flashlights with the AAA battery insert on the back. They're really nice. At times like this one begs not to run out of battery. Get alkaline batteries, they'll last forever. We walk without knowing what we are really looking for. Or better said, for no reason. Code for we're drunk in the woods and we want to sound artsy. We are just a group of boys bored with our lives. There's a circle joke there, but I'm not going for it. Trying to create a lasting memory on this night. Instead of just staying home and doing nothing. This is what we do every night. Today is October 31st. Yes. All Hallows Eve. Better known as Halloween. It's time for children to get their age-appropriate crack cocaine on. Candy. That's what I meant. Moving on. 3 young men walk through a dark, but up until now, nothing special forest. Me being one of them. We are doing it to prove our courage. It's too bad there isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. Moving on. Seeing it like that, one could say this is a meaningless effort. More so than just that. A little bit more so. For a moment, I stopped to look at my watch It's 1:49 a.m. The clock's fast, but my clock. That means we've been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. We're running out of food. Dave's starting to look really, really tasty. But I think he's planning to eat me first. I gotta kill him now. Sorry. I'm sure that many people find a place like this terrifying. Much like I do, but I'm not gonna tell you that. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. It's almost like nature or something. What makes us afraid of the dark is that we cannot know what hides in it, what lurks in the shadows. Maybe it's that naked picture of my grandma that haunts me to this day. Or maybe it's the sudden and abrupt restart of the music loop. That was kind of terrifying. But this is clearly an empty darkness. A darkness, a blackness with nothing in it, if you will. At that moment, I sigh, feeling how tired my legs are. They're so incredibly tired, especially my third one. What is the point of being here? Clearly, we had already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return. I should tell them. I want to speak. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest became strange. All the smoke came in. Clearly there was a cabana house nearby. Suddenly a cold chill runs through my body. I pissed myself. It was like any other chill, except it was not going away. It was frozen to my legs. For no reason, the air's temperature dropped from 1 second to the other. So much so, my breath becomes visible, turning into mist, and I put my fingers up to my mouth like this, to simulate that I'm smoking, but not really, to look cool. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell, just a little short from being unbearable. I suspect it was Carl. Images of worms and flies soon appeared in my mind, giving me really unpleasant feelings. I might have been turned on by it. We all stopped at that moment, except for Tom. He kept going and smacked into a tree. Axel. What's happening? I asked, confused, while turning to look at my friends. My internal dialogue is very, very different from the way I speak, because I'm awesome. It's just how it is. By the expressions on their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was, because they were following me, and I was fucking lost like hell. It was then that we heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. They came from Payless. We all got dead quiet after that, except for my cell phone. It was going off and I couldn't control it. Also, it lit up and it kind of made my crotch glowy. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was not a mistake, but we stayed motionless like statues without making a noise. This guy in a bow tie came over to us and asked, "If I blink, will you attack me?" Then he walked away. And then a girl with a sort of rainbow kind of shirt came out and she was like, "Oh, hello again." And then she left. Just looking at each other's faces, wondering the same thing. Friend. What's happening? As if I could know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belonged to a human, or at least to a large animal. But there's something strange about them. It sounds as if the person walked dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver. Reminded me of Dawn of the Dead. You know that bit where he comes out of the elevator and it's like dragging one foot. He did that really realistically. It must have hurt like hell.
Damn! Why is this happening? This makes no sense!
We should have returned home before. But now it's too late to regret it. I have lots of regrets. The hamster. What I did to my tube socks. Also that magazine that I left under my mom's bed to incriminate her against my father. We all do stupid things when we're adults. I have the feeling that we are being stalked by someone. Haunted in a forest dark at night. Ever see the Twitter account, The Sun Vanishes? Same thing, except this is real life. Well, it isn't, but it's a video game, but you know what I mean. The strange footsteps stop. But I'm still feeling the presence nearby. Like when I turn off the lights in my bathroom. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's looking at me. That cursed thing is looking at me. Excuse me. My heart is beating anxiously. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. Screaming like Christopher Lloyd in Search for Spock. Get out of there. Get out. And then the ship blew up. Well, at least it did in my mind. My mind tends to wander. But strangely, my friends seemed unable to perceive it.
It seems that it's gone. It must have just been an animal. Or my cousin.
Said one of them, convinced that we were safe. I would like to believe that too, but I couldn't. I was a safe atheist. I was atheist in regards to safety, is what I meant. We had a sigh of relief, however. Bad luck would soon strike us again. A black cat crossed our path. It was carrying a ladder, as well as a horseshoe that was turned upside down, a black rabbit's foot, and a can of mace. Unexpectedly, the forest becomes darker than before, in just a blink of an eye. We should have expected this because it was night, and you know, the moon could be blocked out by a cloud, which is what I think I'm seeing right now. Actually, it's a repeated image. You can see this sort of Rorschach thing right down there. You see, it's about to leave screen. There's actually two eyes, a nose, kind of a mustache thing, and now it's gone. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but our flashlights, which went out. Flashlights went out. We used store-brand batteries. Big mistake. Just because I wanted to save $9. Seriously, Duracell, what the fuck? Of the three, only one, mine, was still working. My flashlight always works, and yes, that is a euphemism.
What's going on? Did the batteries die? I don't like things to die unless I kill them.
Asked one of them, scared. Well, they both beat them desperately, as if that was going to revive them. You can't revive your already spent flashlight by beating it. It just makes it all gooey and soft, and then it starts to look like it's bleeding or something. I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness was not pleasant for anyone. You know, I'm not trying to be offensive to the blind with that line, but, you know, it's a distinct possibility because, you know, some people get really sensitive about that sort of thing. That line could be interpreted as insensitive. I'm just going to get class. There we are. But after a few moments, we had no choice but to resign ourselves to that. In the dark, walking around in the silent shadows that creep and walk and listen. I hope I've turned my microphone high enough so you can hear me. Once more, the The sound of our footsteps is heard. Coyotes in the distance wonder who the fuck is out here at this time of night. Bears, meanwhile, think I'm trying to sleep. Who the fuck is stepping on twigs? They better not step on Harry the twig. I named him Special. God help those fuckers if they break Harry. But the silence is different now. It's a different degree of silence. You know, like Kevin D. Bacon. Apparently it's the Spanish Kevin Bacon. And I'm gonna stop with that joke right now before I get in trouble. We're not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we were afraid. It also had nothing to say. We continue walking despite the fear that invades us. Visibility is almost zero, but we have no choice. In theory, we were walking back, looking for the exit, but I can't remember anything of this forest. Not a thing. I think there might be some tree-like things, maybe some leaves on the ground. This twig named Harry that I totally snapped in half. That's all, though. Everything else is a blur, like Tuesday. We could be walking in circles, and I would never have noticed until it was too late. I'm kind of stupid that way. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get the heck out of he. Oh, sorry. Hyphen dash dash. Ellipses. Ellipses. Suddenly, my thoughts are silence. I sense Professor X is near. We hear the footsteps of someone, or something, or something that's also someone. Once more, the three of us become statues, awaiting the presence to go. Apparently, we're weeping angels. I hold my breath while feeling my heart beating anxiously. Heartbeat. Beat the heart. No.
Damn! Get away from here! Just leave us alone!
Unexpectedly, the steps are heard closer. This time they did not disappear, but rather come at us. We knew what we had to do. Philly whipped that. No. I can't stand it. Desperately, I move my flashlight everywhere, looking for the author of those footsteps. Apparently, footsteps are like books. You can just write them, and they'll happen. That's how footsteps work. You don't even need feet. You just need your hand. Actually, these days, you don't even need your hand. You can just talk into Siri, and it'll write it down for you, and you can send it to your friends. You just try that sometime. Just go footsteps, footsteps, footsteps. See how they type back. I'm curious. Let me know. Hoping for the light to reveal their identity and erase our fears.
Nothing. Is that all there is here? Just empty air? Is that all there is? I don't like empty air. Empty air makes me feel insecure about my breathing. I need to know that I'm drawing breath from something else. I can't even see the trees, man. I can't see the tree.
Put yourself together, Sergeant. My anxiety grows with each failed attempt. I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. However, it was, and it wasn't. Because ghosts aren't real. However, douchebags that dress up as ghosts in the middle of the forest were totally real. Suddenly, when I move the flashlight again, I see a silhouette. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? I could not distinguish what it was, but for a moment the light revealed something. A Wendy's. Quickly I pointed to the same place, only to discover that it was gone. You see, they closed. That's what happens when Wendy's closes, they just cease to exist. Twitter Wendy told us that. I hold my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I am sure that I saw something. Or maybe nothing. Or maybe I saw everything. It was then that I hear someone nearby. Without even thinking, I aimed the light towards that place. gypsies. What I found leaves us paralyzed, an expression of disbelief on our faces. A director's cut of Avatar that was good. Also, I stole that joke from Riff Tracks, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. It was a white cat with eyes of intense red, which stands before us. We had been looking for pussy, but this is not exactly what we expected. Her look is not the friendliest to say something. Somehow, I get the feeling it's a female cat. Or, maybe I'm kind of sexist and a little bit of a douchebag. Also, from the way this cat is drawn, if you look at its arms, I think it has 2 arms on the same side. It's kind of having to prop itself sideways just a little bit like that. You guys seeing that? I'm seeing that. I'm totally seeing that. This poor afflicted kitty cat. Oh, now its leg is on the right side. It's a flounder. It moved to right side. Suddenly, she let out a thunderous meow that leaves us terrified. Also, the back arcing thing. And she does that thing with the paw where she holds it up and goes... and she runs away into the woods. Well, she doesn't do that because we can see where she's going. Or maybe she doesn't. Let's see what happens next. It sounded more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. A cat had some serious balls to pull that off. The echo of her meow is heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sinister than it should be. I got nothing for that one. It's actually a pretty terrifying concept. It was then that suddenly, an inexplicable force hits us 3. It's the force of puberty. Also, whiteout. Teenagers love whiteout, man. I fall to the ground, and little by little, my eyelids close. The fatigue becomes unbearable. I fall asleep, thinking of Claudia Schiffer. All you people out there under 15, you're going to have to Google who Claudia Schiffer was, but she was hot. I lose consciousness on the ground of the forest, without knowing what was going on, what was going to happen to me. I don't know what was going to happen with me. I don't know. I had no way of knowing. None. I was totally blind. Again, that's because it was dark. I'm not trying to be offensive to the blind. What's going to happen? Interlude. Before night falls. That's a chapter. Ah! It's a day like any other. So normal that it was almost painful. It was painfully normal. I tell you what is painful. The concept of black and white hit you like a truckload of bricks. Holy God, kid. Good Lord. That chair, seriously. Look at that chair. Is that a bed? Is that your bed right there? How do you sleep on that? Just touching 3 points? Are you a yoga master or something? Holy shit. The only special thing that could be said about it is that it's October 31st. Yes! Halloween! Free candy and pumpkins. We'll look at the candy and eat the pumpkins, because we're hardcore that way. Far were the memories when I was a kid and went out with my friends to ask for sweets from house to house. You know, we used to do that every single night, and the neighbors really got scared, especially when we got to our teenage years and we did that. You know, the hockey mask and the butcher's knife. You know, we couldn't afford fake butcher's knives, so we had real ones. You know, they had all this legislation about banning toy butcher's knives, so we had to get real ones. That was another thing. We could afford them when they were banned, but once we couldn't get them because they were banned, that'd be illegal, and they would have ratted us out because old Mr. Jenkins lives up the street. Now I'm just rambling. I'm sorry about that. Here we go. Just remember. Yeah. Just remembering it made me sigh. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better when I was a child. Or at least it seems like that. There were some who had good costumes. Whether of superheroes or monsters or Dick Cheney. My friends and I, on the other hand, had to use our imaginations. Foil, rubber bands, and condoms. I'm gonna let you use your imagination there, like I did when I was a kid. Granted, I had the police called on me a lot. Creativity was our costume, you'd say. No matter how funny it could sound. It can sound amazingly funny. Incredibly funny. So funny that I can't think of a joke to go with it. I remember that my mother once painted red. My face and told me, "You will be the devil." How do you even diagram that sentence? Seriously. My mom told me I'll be the devil. Now, is this a daily occurrence, or she only did it when she was painting her face? Was this for Halloween, or was there another occasion you're not telling us about? But it seems only she saw it that way. Only she thought that I was Satan. No one else would recognize that, and I'd use my levitation powers to throw them in the wall multiple times. Then they believed me, but not before. They died fast. When we went from home to home, everyone said I was the Tomato Man. Dude, I so feel you. I was once a carrot for Halloween. It was not so much a carrot costume. It's just like a sheet of red, and well, not red, orange, an orange sheet that my mom got, and she threw it over my head, cut a neck hole, and then got me a green wig, and that was my carrot costume. I remember people staring at me like, "What the fuck are you doing, kid? You're too young to be doing drugs. Seriously, I need those drugs to live. You kids taking away my drugs." That was old Mr. Jenkins again. But those things didn't matter to me since we always had a good time. I forced them to have a good time no matter what was going on. Tim's father died, but I forced him to laugh with my gun. Well, not a real gun, it was a toy gun, because they made real guns illegal and they kept the toy ones, except in Texas where they switched that around. Ellipses. If I asked for candy now, even I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything. Yeah, maybe some people would. If I had a really good costume. The sex shirt. I'm not a girl, I can't pull that off. If I go out in lingerie again, the police will get me. Except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I'm 17 years old. You're 17? You're 17, you haven't stopped trick-or-treating? Dude, you don't stop at trick-or-treating until people actively tell you to stop trick-or-treating. That's how it was for me. I don't know how it worked for you guys. But anyway, I can't stay in the past. They won't let me anymore. Doc Brown came back for his time machine. He was really pissed. I must live in the present, no matter how little exciting that may be. Back to reality. We are a group of friends who don't have any plans for today, or yesterday, or tomorrow, or the day after that. My friends are really fucking boring. We are still not old enough to go to a disco. We want to go disco. We want to see those great big mirror balls. Yeah. Great big mirror balls side by side. Sorry, I was suddenly 17 again. And I doubt guys as us would have any luck in that environment. I don't know, there are a lot of perverts at discos. Even women. Oh yeah, there are women perverts, trust me. There are women perverts out there who don't give a shit. The other option would be to go to a party, meet girls, have fun, become a father early, have her yell at me all day, scream at me it was my fault all day long, but she's the one that insisted I leave the condom behind. Bitch! Why don't you let me see my son? I'm sorry. Everything perfect, except that nobody has invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages, as well as its advantages. I'm destined to become a supervillain. Iron Man will fall.
Hey, Axel! Let's have a couple of matches. What do you say?
My friend Steven. He was a country bumpkin. I think he's faking the accent. It's easy to tell. Some asshole's probably voicing him incorrectly because he doesn't know what a friend sounds like. My friend Steven called my attention while playing with the game console. That's the name of the next Sony system, by the way. Game console. No one's used it yet. And it was a marketing genius stroke, because it was the GC. They want to call it the JC, but they're running copyright issues with the Vatican. Rush Red. I believe that's what the game is called. A fast and quiet, complicated fighting game for me. Fast and quiet. Okay, fighting games are fast and quiet for you. I'm not going to judge that. I would normally agree to play with him, but for some reason, I don't feel in the mood today. All I can think about is jerking off. God, why won't he leave and let me jerk off? I'm 17. I need to work all this out, man. I need to find myself. I need to find myself down there and then in my soul. That's how it works with guys. I need to explore myself. Then I need to explore for myself. I'm sorry, I'm getting metaphysical here. I have no desire to play now. I replied with discouragement. I almost feel bad for doing it. Boring! This AI is no rival for me. I'm a master of Hung Kai Fu. That I am. Steve said with confidence. That you're playing on normal difficulty does not help your argument. I can't beat the regular enemies. Never mind. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge to Alfred. Okay, I know that's not how you're supposed to talk in English, but it's like, who even gives a shit anymore? I said, lending the attention to my other friend. Different friend. I don't know how to play that, answered Alfred, doubting for a second. It's alright, I don't know how to play games either, but I do it anyway. A lot of people ask me to stop. A lot of people ask me to stop, but I keep doing it. You know what happened? I lose a lot of friends. But still, he's sitting behind the PC. But it seems he isn't doing anything interesting, because he forgot that his gamepad wasn't plugged in, and that the game didn't have keyboard support. So yeah, that was kind of his bad. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he's in Wikipedia. He's looking up how to defeat this game. No, wait, no. Oh god, he's the one that changes the Star Wars definitions. He's changing the Empire Strike Back just to read penis over and over and over again. Oh god. Oh, the Jedis are gonna feel this one. Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked with the skirt. I did the wrong voice right there. Fuck, I did the wrong. God damn it. I'm Axel. I am Axel, not Twisted Metal Axel. You know, the guy that is in the two wheels like this and does the T-pose all day. I asked with discouragement, without even thinking about what he was reading. The penis is not supposed to be that big. It's not. Why does my brain is wandering for some reason. Alfred looks at me as surprised. I don't know where it came from me at all. I don't know why I started. I wasn't reading anything about penises. I wasn't. Alfred, please, no, Alfred, we all get curious. Now, Alfred, don't leave. Oh, God. The actual problem of society is that people are not invested in discovering their history. I know all about my history, how my grandfather beat Civil War, how my great-great-grandfather beat the Haitians, and how my great-great-great-grandfather defeated Attila the Hun in Egypt on them mountains. I think they're called the Himalayas. He is one of those pseudo-intellectuals always looking for any rare information to appear smarter than other people do. So like me, but more douchey. Which is impossible to get more douchey than me. When we forget our past... Oh, God damn it. When we forget our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them. We are bound to repeat them over and over and over. That's where my family line came from, long ways back. Some degree of great-grandfather came and laid down with his sister. Now, see, this seemed to be a genetic trait that was passed on, like. And so, my father's father laid down with my grandma's sister, and then everything got all fucked up. And so, all we have to go on is this chalk drawing written on. I don't care to know what that thing's written on. That is quite frightening. But as you can see, it has my whole family lineage all the way down from the top where it says Jesus now, all the way down where it says me. That's where the movie Dogma came from, you know. He added later, after a long William Shatner-like pause. So, what are you thinking about? This village is small and its story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the normal has ever happened in it. In our village, our village. We live in a village. That's what we call it. That's what people call their towns in the U.S. Our villages. The village. Alfred laughs mockingly after hearing that. That's how Alfred laughs. Every time I want to hear it, I'm going to smack him in the fucking mouth. Your ignorance is worthy of praise. He pauses, filling his chest with pride and ricotta cheese. You just put the fucking stuff down. The very fact is that a small town is a reason it's full of mysteries. The very fact, you see, it's a small town, therefore it's got a lot of mysteries. The reason being is that because not a lot of people care to write stuff down. You know, people don't keep track of things. The internet isn't so good. Also, the hobo that's stuck in the sewer, he likes to dress as a clown to fuck with the kids. It's great, you know, the kids go screaming every time. Sometimes they lose their arms. It happens. Hobos get hungry. Do you know that 20 years ago on this date, a man disappeared? His wife says he died in a hospital bed, and so does the doctor, but he disappeared. So, what about it? I asked without being impressed or interested in it, at least. Things like that happen all around. Things like that happen all the time in all places. As I thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place. You remind me of one of them senator people. Alfred said, while adjusting his glasses in an arrogant gesture. I've often ripped those glasses off his face and broke them in half, jamming them in his ears, then saying, "Can you hear me with your eyes?" repeatedly. I was arrested many times for this. There is a legend behind the disappearance. That's what I was reading. After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. The computer had a blue screen of death on. I'd left my mic in operation mode. The computer had heard every word that Alfred said. It couldn't handle it. It's then that I noticed that it's not on Wikipedia, but some other page. Ass fucking in the wilderness. Come on, read this and learn a little. Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Steve and I moved closer to read it. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I'm sorry, I had my glasses off here. Hold on. The town of Abingdon. The town of Abingdon. Oxfordshire county, you idiot. 1994. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in an investigation. They were so dumb it took 4,000 people to investigate why chewing gum was wet after you chewed it. The truth is that never in my life have I seen something this strange. Disney cartoons on Nickelodeon. Weird. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen in thousands of strange things in my life. I've read that sentence entirely long, but you get the idea. I've seen many crimes, yes. I've seen a lot of crime. In fact, I commit a lot of crimes. That's why I see so many of them. Some difficult to solve, others easy to solve, but I don't tell anybody. Just to watch them squirm in their chairs. But all of them were human. Animal crimes are the worst, because you never pit it on the animal, thanks to that fucking PETA place. Even if you don't know how to manage, even if you don't know how they manage to perpetrate the crime, you know that they are people like anyone else. Well, not like anyone else, you know, clearly they have issues. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say this same thing, but I'll give it a shot. Garfield Banana Shushenko. Now it's lost all of its pizzazz since the meme hit. The truth is that I can't understand what happened. I mean, he put the tube in the square hole and it fit. How did it fit? I don't understand that. Kindergarten was a lie. I was called for the disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham, inventor of the graham cracker. Apparently he had gone nuts one night and started ingesting soy flour. This is when Mrs. Graham, horrified at what her husband had done, took a shotgun and blew his brains out. Then she painted herself in soybeans, went outside naked, screaming, oodalali, golly, what a day. She was sued by Disney. Then she jumped into a river and joined the same pathway as that Ethan character from Outlast 2, passing by, you know, that one body that was in Outlast 2 going to screaming like that. That was her. Didn't know that about that, did you? No, I told you some history there. 23 years. He had 23 years. He was a very poor person, at least in the Time Money movie. I forget the name of it, but it was about time being money. Single. There was just one of them. No one ever bothered to make another one. The last time he was seen was returning home from a Halloween party with lots of candy. Way too much candy. He had drank alcohol, but was still sober. Which is kind of not how alcohol is supposed to work, dude. Once you start to get buzzed, you need to keep going. Otherwise, it's been totally fucking pointless killing your brain cells. Go all the way, fucker. Or at least, that's what the witness said. That's what witnesses said. Okay, we could tell he'd been drinking, but he wasn't drunk. Okay, that's not the legal definition. You get a breathalyzer kit. Come on. Where's my breathalyzer kit? Sam, you use my... Oh, God damn it. Now we can't drive through France. Anyway, this is not something which can be explained with simple drunkenness. I mean, spray painting a penis on a dike is one thing, but actually sculpting the dike into a penis is a whole other level. He apparently got lost on way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. It was full of birch trees because some fucking idiot back in the Middle Ages couldn't understand what the fuck an oak tree was. It had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. Very hard to see turds. We could easily find his traces, which were leading deep inside the forest. Very, very deep. And he kept going further and further and further and deeper, 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 deeper into the forest. That's where he went. Apparently he walked for 3 hours before stopping. How do you know he walked for 3 hours? If you found his body, how do you know that he walked for 3 hours? How do you know that? You're just going from the starting point to the point where you found him in the forest? He could have done fuck all in that time period. This is not good police work. This is speculation. I say stop, but the truth is, we don't know what happened then. We found his shoes remained in place. They were just sitting there all by themselves. No severed feet or anything like that. That's what happens on Nova Scotia. But, they were sitting there. We looked inside the boot. We looked inside the shoe. Lift up the tongue. What do you think was looking at me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The track suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest. Well, case solved then. This Graham was clearly Superman in disguise. He had wandered out into the woods to change into a Superman outfit and then flew away. It's the only logical explanation. And that's all. There was no evidence of a struggle. No other trace. Or pieces of clothing on the ground, much to my chagrin, because, I like to collect underwear from dead bodies. We all have corks, shut up! There was no blood, sadly. No more footprints. Or anything else. There wasn't even a baguette lying on the ground. We knew the French weren't involved. The depth of his last footprints and the position they were in indicated that he was still walking. Okay, it's a portable ladder. Okay, it's gotta be what it is. He stepped onto a portable ladder and he climbed on up. Or maybe he started flying. Maybe it was like, yeah, he was Superman. What am I talking about? He was Superman. No, Superman's copyrighted. Heroes. It was like Heroes. Suddenly he started walking and he glided up into the sky. Or maybe he was Buddha. In Legends, Buddha could do that. He could just walk into the sky. Yeah, that's what happened. He was secretly Buddha. Buddha Superman. Super Buddha Man, if you will, or won't. At no point did he stand still. You see, a mime can actually imitate that. That whole freeze in place thing, it's actually easier to do than you think. It was as if he vaporized into thin air, the dangers of vaping, with all his clothes in the middle of his walk. So he died. He died and was instantly converted into a ghost. Okay. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing. I know, right? There is not a single goddamn space after the periods in this block of text. But I can't give another explanation. The only thing I remember is that near the footprints, I sensed a faint smell of rot. As if, he really, really needed to change his odorators. However, there were no animal corpses nearby. Or like half a dozen human corpses, but no animal ones. It is ridiculous to think that he suddenly started to decay and became earth. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous because you've seen return to Oz one too many times when you start to have that thought. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days. 3 days, really? CSI keeps them open longer than that. With no evidence of any kind, we couldn't say anything, but that you decided to escape from the village the most impossible way possible. However, while officially there was no work to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. I couldn't do it. I had night erections all night long. She would make me sleep on the couch, and for the love of God, she would make moaning noises like she was diddling herself. And I swear to God, woman! Alright, I'm sorry. I know I left the Mercedes parked outside the bar, and it's gone now. But can I please stop sleeping on the couch? This is torture for me. Can't even roll over when I'm like this. Thinking about what could happen to him took away my sleep. Thought about turning it into SCP articles, but all those editors and those critics on that site are so fucking uppity you can't get one word across without them tearing it down. Oh, you want fucking Stephen King? Oh, fuck you. I'm sorry, get off traffic. In my mind, I thought all sorts of theories. Theory of relativity. Gravity. Do monkeys actually exist, or are they holograms? Like, maybe everything was a plan developed by Matthew. But at the end, they all seemed impossible. Levitation, being Superman, aliens, Super Buddha Man. They're all ridiculous. Except maybe that last one. I decided to investigate more on the issue. I searched the town for similar stories. To my surprise, I found 4 more. 4 more stories exactly like the one that I just described. Okay, if it's 1 or more, they open a federal file. I like to point that out. All young men. The story was always the same. They walked into the wars alone, disappearing without a trace. Alright, I'm gonna put on APB out for a succubus. Also, maybe that woman creature from the Twilight Zone. And it's possible that one monster from Doctor Who's name I can't remember because I don't think they even named her in the episode. You know the one I'm talking about, that siren bitch. If you cut yourself, she evaporated you away. No one watches Doctor Who. Who watches me, do they? No one's getting that reference. Even more curious is that all of them disappeared on the same date. Thursday, October 31st. Oh my God. Right now it's October 31st. I'm gonna disappear. No. The witching hour is nearly at an end. No one has shown up. If anyone is watching, let me know. If I'm alone, I'll disappear. I'll turn into a vaporous cloud, and I'll be forced to eat all this Halloween candy. I'm already working late on Halloween. No. I must give candy to the children. I must see children. That came off way creepier than I thought it would. I'm terribly sorry about that. But there is more. A detail completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or kidnapper behind this. They're all Jewish.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
Okay. And that is the separation of the years. Roger Bacon, formerly Hormel Bacon, disappeared in 1924. Mitchell, or Michael Smith, disappeared in 1867. Jason Black disappeared in 1813. And the worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. Okay, is this a reference to something I don't know? Because these dates are making me a head spin. It simply couldn't be possible. They were disappearing every single time that the Sox won. No. I don't know sports. What am I doing? I'm making sports jokes. This is a bad idea. You're gonna dig yourself a grave here, anime freak. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. Maybe I'd find a pirate's chest. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. It was then that I discovered that what seemed to be a simple and boring forest actually hid a great story. Well, there's a great story around here somewhere. I'm not falling asleep. The story isn't putting me to sleep. It isn't. It's an amazing story. It's an awesome story. It is a fucking amazing... Before it was called Oakwood, or Oaks Forest, the place was called Witchwood. Full of witches. The word witch has a huge similarity with witch, except it was written by people who lived in like the 1300s. That was before the letters I and T were integrated into English language, and so that's why Y is so prevalent in so many English words, because it used to take the place of I and T. I don't know why that is. It's just words. Did you know the letter F used to say the? That's why we say of. You spell it O-F. Taking into consideration that it is an old name and language changes over time, that indicates that it was the Forest of Witches. Really? Took you a whole fucking paragraph to do that one. It took 2 sentences. I can do it for you in less. Before it was called Oakwood, it was called Witch Forest. There. Done. Apparently more than 400 years ago. Oh god, the fucking past. The people of the village believed witches lived in the woods. These people were stupid. Apparently, more than 400 years ago, the people of the village believed witches lived in the woods. These people were fucking stupid, and no one ever talked to them. They weren't invited parties, and everybody hated them. They were all named Dave, because fuck Dave. Fuck Dave. Fuck Dave and his fucking ass. Oh my god. Oh, this is my mind. Unfortunately, almost all the information is already lost. Except for the part you're hearing right now. So not all the information. He said almost all. So that joke doesn't work because you fucked it up already, anime freak. They were stories told in voice. My voice is getting really sore right now. I can't keep this up much longer. Without a properly written record, I just know that the change of religion to Christian, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Because, the Vatican was fanatical about that. They had this kick. They thought it was hip. They went on Twitter, saw it, and then they went back and say, hey, everybody, we're going to burn all the witches. And the witches were like, could we not? And everyone was like, we are. And so that's what happened. All the witches were burned to the ground. Everyone was killed. Except for the Pope, because he sat between 2 fires and the plague didn't touch him. The fleas couldn't get through it to deliver the plague, and the rats are really depressed about being on fire. Apparently, the last one before the last witch, the absolute last witch, they actually got, well, that invalidates Harry Potter. Sorry about that rolling, JK. Looks like a Fantastic Creatures is going to get canceled thanks to this game that was free to play on Steam. Apparently, the last one before her death cast a curse on the forest. And this curse took the form of... Stop myself right there before I get myself into real trouble. Don't tell that one. Don't tell that joke. Apparently, the last one before her death, cast a curse on the forest, which, even today, should continue to exist. The curse was that, once a year, all the leaves on the trees would turn brown and fall off, and then they would all fall off, and then the ground would be covered with leaves, and it would be really inconvenient for everybody because you'd have to walk on leaves, and if you're barefoot, some of them were kind of pointy, it would be like really uncomfortable. It's like when you walked across your own yard. It's fucking irritating. Anyway, obviously I cannot accept something like this as the answer, because fuck all. I get even really smart scientists consider the possibility of magic. There simply is no evidence for it, therefore they can't believe in it as we would find it, you know what I mean? Because science is a universe without the need for belief. It is the absence of belief. I'm getting off subject here. Let Tyson explain it. Go ahead, do that. In the end, I have no other choice than accepting that each one of them escaped from the village. So what is this place, like Silent Hill or something? How are you not getting out? What's stopping you? Using the legend of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural. Interesting story. I don't know that such a story was hiding in this town. I didn't know that. I was totally ignorant of the idea that was there. I said honestly surprised. Even if it is a lie, it managed to hold my interest. Oh wait, there's something more. Oh god, no. Alfred said at the same time he scrolls to the comments. Okay, I can tell you exactly right now what the comments say. Fuck your shit, fuck your shit, fuck your shit. My penis is huge. It's fucking massive. I can't get out of this chair because of it. That sort of thing. Maybe that's just my comments. I don't know. So anyway, what did these comments say? Reread what is written there. You're an ass. Signed, The Phantom. 70-year-olds on Twitter. A couple of comments call our attention. Is this the present, past, or future tense? What the fuck is it, author? Both of them talk about some creature. A creature in the woods, not Bigfoot. He's huge, hairy, has really huge feet, not Bigfoot. Also, he has a gigantic penis. Stop talking about fucking penises. No one was here to talk about that. No one is here to talk about that. No one wants to hear about it. You're just making people pissed off. They're going to click off the video, and then you're going to be alone again, and then you're not going to know what to do, and all you're going to have is your penis. Okay. At that time, they felt a horrible fear for what could happen to them. They thought maybe the thing in the woods would see him, and it'd be like, oh, scary. Then they'd pee themselves. Well, the two comments share great similarities. They're both posted the same day and by the same person. But they could have been written by the same. That's what I just said. Now the game is stealing stuff from me. But there are many others that deny it. Excuse me. Looks like many people went into the forest because of the legend, but couldn't find anything. They couldn't find fuck all. I thought that only you read those things to look more cool before the girls. Is this translated? It's translated. Yeah, there's Japanese text before. It was translated. Okay. I thought you could only read these things to look more cool before the girls. Okay, I want that on a t-shirt. Could I have that on a t-shirt, please? That would be such a fucking great t-shirt. Have a ... underneath it and then just penis for no reason. Stephen replied as a joke. Alfred giggles with a little shame. Giggle. Ha 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 ha. Partly, yes. He admitted it.
There. That way here. I just... Stop falling asleep. Stop falling asleep. Hi.
I do a video to edit after this. Oh my god. He admitted it. That was a secret everybody silently knew. He was gay. Well. We have an activity for tonight. Steven said at the same time. He makes his face overflowing with enthusiasm. This is Steven's face. This is Steven's face when it's overflowing with enthusiasm. This is what Steven looks like when he's depressed. And this is what Steven looks like when he's really aroused. This is also what Steven looks like when he wants to die. This is what Steven looked like when he was dead. Sorry. How far down am I slouching? I'm like all the way down. I started up here. Now I'm down here. I'm slowly sinking into my chair. Literally sinking into my chair. Oh my god. What? That's completely lost. I thought they were just killing time. I feel like I'm killing time right now. No one showed up. The witching hour is over. The magic hour is over. Tradition, the festival of Samhain clearly dictates it's only from midnight to 1 a.m. Actually, it's the Catholic Church, but I'm not being pedantic. I thought you killed plenty of time, fucker. Simple. Let's just go to that forest. Steven replied without hesitation. He seemed really fascinated by the story. Fucking Jesus, I'm not reading that again. God, no. I don't want to read it again. God, my throat hurts. I need my throat for talking. I have work tomorrow. Oh my god. Is anyone gonna show up? I don't know. I don't know. Is anyone gonna show up the prom night? I tell you what I'm gonna do. I tell you what I'm gonna do real fast. I need to get this out of my system. I need to get this out of my system. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay. Alright, here I am. Here we are. Alright. What were we talking about right now? What were we talking about right now? I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired. What does this hat say on it? Oh, God. I don't know. This is very interesting. This game is fascinating. I'm fucking riveted. Okay. Alright. I need to edit a video. No one's showing up. They're all off having a Halloween goddamn party, and I'm not invited. Because I'm a cool loser who sits here jerking off. Reading a story called Trick and Treat, apparently. It's about white pussy that they meet in the woods at random. I'm sorry. Okay. That's 1 hour. I'm gonna make these videos shorter from now on because for the love of God, I've been playing too much Fortnite, and for the love of God, those videos got too long. And for the love of... I want to pick up this hat. Come on. There we are. Fucking Anthony Revolution Lucky is what this hat says. Who made this? Made in China. Made in China. That's a new one on me. Go away. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to continue this. If you want me to, let me know in the comments down below what you think of this game, Trick and Treat. Should I continue it or should I just leave it alone? I don't know right now. The reason I look tired is because I wore out my voice with that voice. This is what voice actors do every day. They pull a voice and they hold it all day long. And they wear out their voices and they lose their goddamn minds. And that's how shows like Teen Titans Go come to pass. That's how that happens. So I'm gonna see if I can save. Save. Oh good. We have 6 slots to work with. That's just absolutely perfect. Okay, so save. Did we save? What's this AQ shit? Okay, that's the autosave, the quick save, and that, and there we are. Okay. Okay, how do I go back? There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. If you like what you saw, hit the like button to let me know about it. And if you really like what you saw, hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss a thing. And I'll see you next time, tomorrow night! Or, you know, when I finish my Halloween video. It'll be fun. It's great. It's gonna be hours and hours of editing. It's gonna be like three minutes long at most. Such is the life of editing. And Geppetto, leave the hat alone. It's made in Siena. Wherever Siena is. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Same time, same channel. I'll see you tomorrow night on Halloween. Well, it's not gonna be Halloween. It's gonna be All Saints Day. It's gonna be midnight tomorrow night. It's gonna be an All Saints Day. Well, we'll do something holy then. Or should I say unholy? I'm trying to make a Soul Calibur joke, but it's not working. I don't know enough about the goddamn series. I'm not gonna play Soul Calibur. No, I was teasing you. I was making fun of you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, here's a good idea. I know what I'll play. I will play my drawing tablet tomorrow night. How's that sound? Does it sound good? We'll have an art stream. Thanks so much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. You have a very nice night.